So, if you've ever thought about starting a digital marketing agency, I'm sure you've seen those ads, right? The ones promising a six-figure income in like 90 days. But what if there's a better way, a more sustainable, and honestly, a more human way to build one? Let's dive in and unpack a totally different kind of playbook.
And we've got to start here because this is the reality check for so many people. The old school model of just chasing those huge high ticket clients, it almost always leads to this constant, exhausting grind. You know the feeling. You land a big one, you lose a big one, and suddenly you're right back on that hamster wheel. It just leads to burnout.
And at the exact same time, there's this other huge problem brewing. As consumers, all of us are getting a little wary. That hyper-targeted, data-hungry kind of marketing that seems to follow you everywhere you go online, it's really starting to erode trust. It makes you wonder, are we even playing fair with people's data anymore?
So, how in the world do you build an agency that avoids both the burnout and that creepiness factor? Well, it starts with a really simple but powerful shift in thinking, putting the actual human experience at the very core of every single decision you make. A huge part of that human-first approach is something called web accessibility. Now, this isn't just some technical box you have to check off. It's a fundamental commitment. It's about making sure your client's digital front door is wide open to everyone, period. And listen, you do not have to be a coding genius to get started. Seriously. Adding good alt text helps people using screen readers actually understand what an image is about. Using your headers correctly, each one, then each two, then each three, lets them navigate a page logically. And just checking your color contrast, that ensures people with visual impairments can actually read what's on the screen. These little things make a massive difference. I mean, this example with the clown says it all, right? A clown. That's useless. But a clown with an evil grin on its face holding a red balloon, now someone who can't see that image understands not just the context, but the feeling it's supposed to create. That's effective human-centered design. And really, it all comes down to this. Even as we're all rushing to embrace new technology and AI, the core of what makes marketing great hasn't changed at all. The soul of any campaign, as Alex Alabi puts it so well, comes from a real, genuine human connection. Now, does all this human-first talk mean we should just ditch technology? No way, far from it. In fact, let's look at how we can build a toolkit that actually uses AI to enhance that human connection and deliver incredible value without being invasive.
Adam Erhart calls this his retention engine, and it's brilliant because it's designed to give clients these quick wins that make them think, wow, I would be crazy to ever cancel this. Instant credibility gets their business looking professional online like today. And instant efficiency means they can stop wasting time checking 5 different apps for messages. It's all about providing immediate, tangible value.
And here is the exact problem this whole engine is built to solve. Get this, a staggering 62% of calls to small businesses go completely unanswered. Just think about that for a second. That's more than half of all their potential customers hitting a voicemail and, let's be honest, probably just moving on to the next competitor on the list. And this is where that little bit of AI becomes a total game changer. With a simple missed call text back feature, an AI assistant can instantly engage that caller, answer their basic questions, and keep that lead warm. All of a sudden, a lost opportunity becomes a real active conversation. But as we start using these incredibly powerful tools, we have to hit pause for a second and ask those ethical questions. Just because we can automate and personalize everything, it doesn't mean we can just forget about being transparent and earning trust. It's a balance we always have to be thinking about. Okay, so you've got your human-first foundation, you've got a smart AI toolkit, but how do you actually get clients? This is where that old, awful model of high-pressure sales just gets thrown right out the window. This is called the client flywheel, and it's a 3-phase system for building momentum in a natural way. You start with the low-hanging fruit, people who already know you and trust you, just to build your own confidence and get some early wins. Then you move on to businesses that are already paying for marketing because they've proven they get the value and have a budget. And finally, you start creating content that solves very specific problems, turning yourself into a magnet that pulls your ideal clients in. You know, the best part of this whole approach is that you never, ever have to do a hard sell. You just demonstrate the value, you show them the retention engine and how it solves a real pain point like all those missed calls, and then your entire pitch boils down to this. That's it. 6 simple words. No pressure, no manipulation.
You've already shown them the solution, and now you're just offering to implement it for them. This one little question completely flips the entire sales dynamic on its head. It's brilliant.
All right, let's talk about the final piece of the puzzle, a business model that's actually profitable for you and a complete and total no-brainer for your clients.
Forget about those $2,000 a month retainers. They put so much pressure on you and they scare off most small businesses anyway. This new lean model, it starts with an offer that's somewhere in the $200 to $500 a month range. For a small business owner, that's almost an impulse buy, especially after you've shown them how it can save them just 1 or 2 sales a month. And this model just works so well because it lines up everybody's interests. It's an easy yes for your clients. It takes all the pressure off of you to perform some kind of miracle overnight. That lets you build the trust you need for a long-term relationship, which leads to future upsells. And because the core services are mostly automated, you finally stop trading your time directly for money.
So all of this really brings us to one big final question. As we look at these new playbooks, it's pretty clear the future isn't some battle between tech and humanity. The real winners are going to be the ones who figure out how to use this incredible new tech to be more helpful, more accessible, and ultimately more human. What do you think?